कोई
तो
नहीं
हमारा एक कॉन्फ्रेंस शाम को चल रहा है सत्यार्थ प्रकाश का।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी,
अब ज्यादातर स्पीकर तो हिंदी में बोलते हैं।
हाँ जी।
अब जो वेस्ट इंडीज, गयाना, सुरीनाम, ट्रिनिदाद, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के हैं,
हम्म।
वो लोग एक क्रम से साइन ऑफ करते जाते हैं।
हाँ
दे
जी,
जस्ट लीव द मीटिंग क्योंकि उसके समझ के बाहर है।
बाहर है। और इस यही एक प्रॉब्लम है कि फॉरेन कंट्रीज में योग जो है वो अपने हिसाब से चला रहे हैं, बिकॉज हमारे जितने भी आचार्यज हैं वो हिंदी में बोलते हैं, उनको कुछ भी एक वर्ड
और
समझ नहीं आता है, तो वो क्या करें, वो फिर इंग्लिश में आपस में ही कम्युनिकेट करते रहते हैं। जिसने जो समझा दिया उनके लिए वही योग।
देखो, एक तो बात को समझनी चाहिए।
जी।
स्वामी विवेकानंद जी जब शिकागो के कॉन्फ्रेंस
शिकागो
में
में।
गए थे,
हाँ जी।
सामान्य दो शब्द उन्होंने प्रयोग किया जो हमारे भारत में किसी बच्चे को भी खड़ा कर देंगे तो वो ही बोलेगा,
जी।
भाइयों और बहनों।
भाई और बहन, हाँ जी।
और उसने वही शब्द जो है जाकर के वहां पे इंग्लिश में कह दिया, ब्रदर्स एंड
माय ब्रदर्स
सिस्टर्स।
एंड सिस्टर्स, या।
तो
और
फिर
उसमें
स्टैंडिंग ओवेशन मिल गया उसको।
इतना
एंड
डिफरेंस,
ही
और वो
बिकेम वर्ल्ड फेमस जस्ट
बिल्कुल,
बिकॉज ऑफ दोस टू वर्ड्स।
बिल्कुल।
और
और वो
हमारे
जी,
योग की पद्धति जो है, चाहे हठ योग हो चाहे पतंजलि योग हो, वो उल्टे प्रचार करने के लिए वो लोग लगे हुए हैं। एंड दे नो दैट people in India sticking to Hindi and Sanskrit can't compete with them.
राइट, एग्जैक्टली। एक्चुअली जितने लोग इंडिया में हैं और बहुत योग का प्रचार कर रहे हैं, वो लोग समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं कि इंटरनेशनल कनेक्टिविटी इतनी ज्यादा हो गई, कंट्री टू कंट्री फॉरेनर्स योग सिखा रहे हैं, एंड दे आर इंटरप्रेटिंग as they like, as per their own convenience. They are manipulating, they are, changing the philosophy, they are doing what not with you. So ऐसा होगा कि आने वाले समय में अगर हम लोगों ने इंटरनेशनल लैंग्वेज में कम्युनिकेशंस नहीं किए, उनको एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया, उनको अपने साथ नहीं जोड़ा, असली फिलॉसफी, रियल फिलॉसफी का एसेंस हमने इंग्लिश में अगर नहीं लोगों तक पहुंचाया फॉरेन कंट्रीज में, तो 30 मुझे मेरी मेरी जो कैलकुलेशन है एज अ रिसर्चर, 30 to 40 years में योग का पूरा स्वरूप बदल चुका होगा। और फिर हम इंडिया में बैठकर जितना मर्जी डफली बजा लें कि योग की फिलॉसफी ये है, योग की फिलॉसफी वो है। 196 कंट्रीज वर्ल्ड में है, एक कंट्री अलग फिलॉसफी पढ़ाएगी, 195 जो है वो अपनी फिलॉसफी पर आ जाएंगे। दैट इज वेरी अलार्मिंग सिचुएशन फॉर योग।
देखो, ये जो फिलोसफी भारत में भी पढ़ाई जाती है ना,
जी,
इट शोज हिंदूज केम फ्रॉम आउटसाइड।
जी,
और ये क्यों हुआ? बिकॉज दे न्यू दैट we were stuck within the confinements of our boundaries. और इसके बाद क्या हुआ कि वही उल्टा पाठ पढ़ाते पढ़ाते हम भी उसको सच मान लिए। अब देखो, मैं यहाँ पे हिंदुइज्म के जो सिलेबस है उसको रिव्यू के लिए मैं बैठा था उस पैनल में, और वो अंतिम समय पे 10th और 12th के ग्रेड में। अब वो लोग बता रहे हैं कि हिंदू कल्चर डेट्स फ्रॉम 5000 years बिफोर क्राइस्ट। और वो युग की बात कर रहे हैं, जब रामायण पढ़ा रहे वो बता रहे त्रेता युग का है, और महाभारत गीता पढ़ा रहे हैं तो बता रहे हैं कि ये द्वापर युग का है। और युग का क्रम उसने दिया, कलयुग 432 मिलियन थाउजेंड ईयर्स, फिर त्रेता 864,000 ईयर्स, नहीं द्वापर, और त्रेता 1,300,000 एंड समथिंग ईयर्स, थाउजेंड ईयर्स। तीनों को जोड़ करके 2 मिलियन ईयर्स से ज्यादा हो जाता है, बस त्रेता और द्वापर को जोड़ करके। And how come you tell us that this culture is only 5,000 years old? तो मैंने उसको contest किया, they accepted there was a point in that, and they said no, this is historical teaching, we can't change it. I think let's start for today. 6 ये 8-5 हो गया।
जी, बिल्कुल। इंटरनेशनल योगा कोर्स डे 2, सभी का स्वागत है। नमस्ते टू इंडिया एंड नमस्ते फ्रॉम लॉस एंजलिस। स्वागत करना चाहूंगी अष्ट योगा, योगा अलायंस यूएसए और इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर स्पोर्ट्स एंड फिटनेस डेवलपमेंट की ओर से आचार्य जी का। आचार्य ब्रह्मदेव जी हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं योग की फिलॉसफी पर। आचार्य जी ने सबसे ज्यादा काम किया है मॉडर्न कॉन्टेक्स्ट से लेकर एंशिएंट कॉन्टेक्स्ट तक। आचार्य जी का अगर इंट्रोडक्शन में कराऊं सभी लोगों से जो जुड़ रहे हैं, आचार्य जी की एजुकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन साइंस से शुरू हुई, मॉरिशस यूनिवर्सिटी की बैंकिंग सिस्टम तक गई, यूके गई मैनेजमेंट डिग्री के लिए, और उसके बाद दर्शनाचार्य वैदिक फिलॉसफी, दर्शन योग महाविद्यालय गुजरात इंडिया से एजुकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन के साथ आचार्य जी ने he has started his career, his journey to yoga, and now he is associated with Arya Sabha Mauritius on the universal Vedic values, yoga and meditation. He is a key resource person for interfaith and intercultural dialogue at various national and international forums. Mauritius Council of Religions, Arya Pratinidhi Sabha America, Greater Atlanta Vedic Temple, Hindu Center of Atlanta, Yoga and Meditation Center in Kuming, Toronto Arya Samaj and Arya Samaj Markham 2019, and currently connected to several organizations worldwide on Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube and Zoom. और मैं सभी को बताना चाहूंगी he is an author of numerous articles, insightful Vedic philosophy, and contemporary issues in English and French, with daily dealing and writing on social media. So he has dedicated all his time, 24 hours, I would say, because whenever we ask, whenever we communicate, he instantly replied to us, he instantly agreed any proposal we give. So उसके लिए मैं धन्यवाद भी देना चाहूंगी और सभी की ओर से आपका स्वागत करना चाहूंगी आचार्य जी। और अब it's I'll hand over mic to you so you can proceed for the day second content. धन्यवाद।
Om. Namaste, everybody. Let's sit down straight with the back, the neck, and the head in one vertical line. Closing our eyes gently with the body totally relaxed. Deep inhale and exhale. Chanting of Om, the universal sound, 3 times. And while chanting Om, just focus on your own chanting. Try to observe the origin of the sound moving throughout the body, starting from the belly button region, the navel, moving up the spine, and we finish with Ma or M. If we are just focused, we can feel the vibrations at the level of the brain, and which is like sprays downwards to the whole body. Just feel that, and you can feel yourself with the inner peace, the inner silence. Join the palms together, rub them gently and cover their eyes, opening their eyes slowly below the palms. So, सभी को सादर नमस्ते और स्वागत है. Yesterday I started with the journey in the forest. Today I'll start with an extract from the common yoga protocol. It says yoga is an invaluable gift of the ancient Indian tradition. It embodies unity of mind and body, thoughts and actions, restraints and fulfillment, harmony between men and nature, and a holistic approach to health and well-being. Yoga is not about exercise, but to discover the sense of oneness with ourselves, the world, and nature. By changing our lifestyle and creating consciousness, it can help us to deal with climate change. That's from the Common Yoga Protocol. Invaluable gift of Indian tradition, I mentioned it yesterday, derived from the Vedas, compiled by Maharishi Patanjali. From the philosophical point of view, and the practice of Hatha Yoga for good physical health. It's not to stop with Hatha Yoga. It's just as when we use the staircase to move up to a higher level, to another floor, जो काम हमें उस लेवल पे करना है, हमें सीढ़ी छोड़ करके अंदर जा करके वो काम करना पड़ता है. Like somebody using a ladder to climb a tree to pluck some fruits, if he still keeps to the ladder, he can never pluck the fruits. So he will have to leave the ladder and go pluck the fruits and again come down the ladder, and we can sit down and enjoy those fruits. It's the same process. We need to have a good physical health to be able to move to the next step of dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. But the ultimate goal of human life is still दुखों से छूटना और सुख की प्राप्ति. And the last or final stage is moksha mukti, where we are in the eternal bliss of God. Call it salvation if we take the word from other faiths. It boils down to the same thing, to be in the eternal bliss of God. To most people, yoga is a bundle of physical and breathing exercises, essential to a vibrant physical, mental, emotional balance. But be careful. You have to be well synchronized in Hatha Yoga. Don't do things which don't have the reverse process. Otherwise, we are just going, as we say, we've climbed the ladder, we've gone up, and we don't know how to come down. The good physical, mental, emotional equilibrium boosts our immunity to disease and to overall wellness. They contribute only as a preparatory step. जो background work हमें करना है ना, to delve into, to take the plunge into the philosophical part of it. Unfortunately, as we know worldwide, इसमें कई distortions होते हैं और कई गलत प्रचार भी होते हैं, चाहे हठ योग का, चाहे ध्यान योग का, चाहे कुछ भी. यहाँ तक कि गीता के जो योग है वो 8-9 ब्रांचेस में डिवाइड किया गया, all going only on one aspect. जैसे क्या कहते हैं, आपके पास आम है, आम के छिलके का फंक्शन एक है, उस पूरे फल को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए. The peel serves to protect the whole fruit. The pulp gives you the juice or the eating the edible parts, and the seed to be able to reproduce, to grow other trees from the seed. The peel is not the mango. The pulp is not the mango. The seed is not the mango. The three of them together makes the mango. So whatever we think about yoga, till we don't join all of them together as a single process, we are unfortunately going against the word itself. Yoga, jodna, to link, to connect. And what we are doing, we are just splitting that into pieces, and we want to get peace from the pieces. So just be careful. Yesterday we covered that quite lengthily. We went also on the fluctuations of the mind, and the sutra was there. Vritti sarupyam itaratra. Our main problem why we lose our peace, inner peace, is that we tend to identify ourselves as our emotions, as our feelings, instead of the facts that are before us. I just give the example. We are living the dire times of COVID. We are used to just going out. We were told to stay in for our own safety, for the safety of our friends and relatives and family and the community at large. But our feeling, our habit has been just to go outside, बेवजह बिना कारण का भी हम बाहर जाते थे. अब हम दुखी हो गए. अब दुखी हो गए. Look at the cycle. Then when we go out, we get infected. We infect our families. We infect our friends. और दुख को हम बढ़ा रहे हैं. That's a vicious circle. अगर हम अपने आप को उस emotion से identify नहीं करते, we wouldn't have associated ourselves with that emotion. You would have managed our mental health better. And the main problem is in COVID is mental health. And the mental health issues, just because vritti sarupyam itaratra, we've associated ourselves to things that we've been doing as a routine without a second thought, and not be able to convince ourselves that we need to adapt to the actual circumstances. And look at all other forms in life. They struggle, they adapt to changing circumstances. I'll give you one example. कुत्ते को जब हम देखेंगे, जब बीमार हो जाता है तो खाना अपने आप स्वयं बंद कर लेता है और घास खाता है, उल्टी करता है, अपने आप को ठीक करता है. This is the closest animal which lives with humans. अगर हम उस प्राणी से सीखते how to survive in dire circumstances, dire situations, we would have learned to live our life properly. The example may be frustrating, comparing human life to the life of a dog. No, we have things to learn. और वेद भी कहता है, एक मंत्र है, it says ullu kayatum shishulu kayatum. It goes like that. It says we have to learn from each and every species in life. अगर हम थोड़ा बहुत अपने अंदर जाने के लिए प्रयास करें, sit down regularly. If we have 24 hours a day, take 1 minute per hour, 24 minutes daily. अपने आप को शांति पूर्वक बैठें. If we can't think about anything, to be focused, just listen to our own inner voice talking to us. Control your breathing process. Don't go on rapid breathing, no too slow breathing. Just take the normal breath. observe the breathing exercise, the air going in and out of the nostrils. That is going to bring you to that level of peaceful moments. And we'll be able to overcome that problem of vritti, sarupyam, itaratra, that is not associate ourselves or be overridden by our emotions and feelings. और उसके बाद सूत्र क्या आता है? अभ्यास वैराग्य तन निरोधा. So it says abhyas, regular practice, vairagya, total detachment. I'm not saying detachment from the world, I'm just looking from the practical. हमें इसी दुनिया में जीना है, we still have to live within this world. And living with this world, but then be detached with this world, don't associate ourselves with the occurrences around us. We have to live within that. But if we learn to dissociate ourselves from that, we'll be able to think out of the box and look for the proper solutions for our problems. And this is a common management philosophy which is taught to us. And when we listen to that for the first time, we think that this is a bright idea. But look at the source of it. It's from Maharshi Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which says, Abhyas Vairagya Tan Nirodha applied in day-to-day life. Be detached and you'll find the best of solutions to solve your problems. It applies to day-to-day life as well as to yoga philosophy. The next sutra says, Tatra sthito yatno abhyasa. उस स्थिति को बनाए रखने के लिए अभ्यास करना जरूरी है. I just give one example in common day-to-day life. जिसने पहली बार रोटी बनाने के लिए प्रयास किया, आटा जब गूंदे तो it didn't become the right mix. कहीं गिला हो गया या कहीं कड़क था. और बेले भी तो बिल्कुल राउंड नहीं हुआ. कितने बार आपको आटा गूंदना पड़ा, then you started even closing your eyes, you can just do it fine. और रोटी बेलने में भी, पूरा गोल बेलने में भी कितना टाइम लगा, and now you can just close your eyes and roll it round, perfect circle. This is the practical applications of yoga in daily life. Now when I have mental health issues, if I say this is my problem, usko lekar ke main baith jaun, that is going to crumble me down. I'll just give another example. आप ऑरेंज को ले लो, उसको स्क्वीज कर लो तो क्या निकलेगा? Nothing but orange juice. अपने अंदर में निगेटिविटी भर करके रखे हुए है, and when you get further pressure squeezing you तो क्या निकलेगा? It's always the negativities, nothing more. So what we need to do instead is, instead of letting the emotions, the feelings override us, let's squeeze the negativities out and fill in the good things. And to overcome the health issues of COVID, this is one of the solutions. To squeeze out the old habits of our life and fill in the new habits that we need to learn. Squeeze out the negativities कि मैं अपने फ्रेंड से नहीं मिल सकता हूँ, दूसरे लोगों के पास नहीं जा सकता हूँ. कम से कम आजकल के टूल्स से तो मैं संपर्क रह सकता हूँ. Be thankful, be grateful for that. फिर क्या होगा? We'll learn to be peaceful. And remember the next sutra says, Sa todir kale nairantara satkara sevito drer bhumi. To be able to practice that, we have to be regular in our practice, constant with that, practice over a long time, and then with love, passion, dedication. Dirth Kal, long time. Nairantarya, regular, constant. Not that I practice today, I will practice after 15 days, after 3 months, no result will be there. I gave you the example of the roti. You had to do it regularly, constantly to get it round, to get the flour mix right. So it goes with that. And then you have to do it with passion, with dedication. So if we have this behavioral attitude in life, we'll be able to squeeze out our emotional problems, our mental, those emotional problems which are pressing on our mental level, our further creating pressure on our emotional levels, and we'll be able to, as we say, सुनामी भी आ जाएगा तो उस वेव पे हम राइड करके निकल जाएंगे. That's one practical application of yoga. Then remember, Yoga Sutra says, Maitri Karuna Mudita Upekshanam. Punya Apunya. So it says, Maitri, it's friendship towards those who are rightful in life, who've progressed on the right path of life. Karuna, always act with compassion towards the needy. Mudita, feel happy when you meet people whom, as we say, dharmik sampan hai. And upeksha, towards the cruel, towards those who are wicked, just ignore them. Tendencies, usually when we see someone who is happy, हम क्या करते हैं, अपने अंदर जलने लगते हैं. और मोमबत्ती की तरह अगर जलने लगेंगे तो वो शॉर्ट होता जाएगा. Just avoid that. Be happy when you meet people who are happy. Be friendly with them. They will teach you the way to be happy. Compassion, karuna जो है, towards the needy, that is what makes us human beings compared to other animals. Animal kingdom is the survival of the fittest. And karuna जो है, it teaches us to be humane. Because when we help somebody in times of need, people will be there to help us. Karma hai. It's a boomerang. Whatever goes, comes around. फिर मुदिता, धार्मिक संपन्न लोगों के प्रति, just to remain happy, because from these people also we have lots to learn. वरना अपने आप दुखी होंगे तो क्या होगा? Instead of learning how to grow in life on the material and spiritual level, in the ethical way, we'll be rendering ourselves disservice. And upeksha, the fourth one, is just be indifferent, just ignore those who are wicked, who are cruel, because we won't be spending our energy on the negative path of life. Instead of spending our energy on negativities, we'll use that to construct positive aspects in our life. So, within those things, there's one sutra which says, Shraddha Virya Smritam smriti samadhi prajya purvak ittaresham. To reach that highest level in yoga, yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, we need devotion, courage, still learn from our memory, what is in our memory, our previous experiences, learn from that, avoid the pitfalls, and perfect yourself in whatever you've done good. And then we need focus, we need insight, wisdom. And the difference between information, which we have loads and loads of them, especially nowadays of the internet, we need insight, wisdom. We need to assimilate those data, sift what is wrong, throw it away, keep what is good, and use that effectively to increase our logic and our sense of always spreading the right data, the right information, the correct advice to people. And that's a big problem today. जो भी मैसेज हमारे सामने आ जाते हैं, 2 लाइन उसमें से अच्छा है, but we don't see that there are 18 lines out of 20 which are wrong. We just forward it to others, and others, what they do, they read the 18 and they forget about the 2. So this is the problem of the internet university, be it social media university, WhatsApp, or whatever social media we are on. Just remember, everything adds to our karma. So practice diligence in whatever we forward to others. If we go into the sutra, Maitri Karuna Mudita Upekshanam, so let's be indifferent to whatever wrong messages we get. And after that, we'll come to, let's look at the identification of problems. What the yoga philosophy tells us. Before going down into the subject of today, yam, niyam, etc., yoga philosophy also tells us to identify where we stand in day-to-day life. It says, vyadhi sthyan shanshay pramad alasya avirati bhranti darshanat alabdha bhumikatvat avasthitani chit viksheptantaraya. So what are the obstacles or the distractions in life? Vyadhi, sickness. It can be physical, mental, emotional sickness. Styan, lethargy. That is unwillingness to engage in the things that we need to do. Then sanshay, doubt. We don't have the level of self-confidence. Just give me 1 minute, please. Apologize for that.
आचार्य जी म्यूट पर है आपका.
Sorry.
अनम्यूट कीजिए जी.
So it goes in the line that sickness is one problem. We have to overcome sickness. That's the importance of having regular physical exercises, be it physical exercises, breathing exercises that will sort out much of our problems. So as I said, if we take 1 minute for every hour that we live, it's at least 20 minutes daily in physical exercises and some 20 minutes daily in some meditation. So if we are able to give ourselves time, as we say, give time to ourselves, we'll be able to sort out our problems. Then the unwillingness to do, playing truant. That also is because our mental makeup. If we persevere, we are going to reach our goals. Then doubt, Sanchay. Why should we doubt our inner potential? Because we are always comparing ourselves to others. Instead of knowing our own potential, stop comparing ourselves to what others can do. Let's do what we can do. At least, जैसे कहते हैं ना कबीर दोहे में, धीरे धीरे रे मना धीरे सब कुछ होय, माली सींचे सो घरा ऋतु आए फल होय. Let's go on that philosophy. Slowly, gradually, we'll reach the destination. But what is required? Like the baby, we need the baby steps. We are walking like this today as an adult, but had we not taken the baby steps when we were a kid, we wouldn't have been walking today. It's the same thing in life. Then negligence. This is a common aspect, common hindrance in life. I need not explain that. We know all what we do. Then there is what we say sloth, procrastination, always delay, defer. That is also a hurdle in life. Then there's the lack of detachment, especially when we face problems. We just get immersed in the problem and we don't think that we are not the only people having problems in life. Everybody has his own set of problems. But those who fight, they come out of it. अब राय जैसा दुख को पहाड़ समझ लिए तो हम कैसे निकलेंगे? This is Vyas Bhashya in one of the Yoga Sutras. और पहाड़ के दुख को हम राय अगर समझ लिए तो उसको ओवरकम करने के लिए क्या होगा? It's our own mental framework. राय जैसा दुख को हमने पहाड़ समझ लिए, we are going to crumble ourselves below the mountain. और पहाड़ जैसा दुख को हमने राय समझ लिए तो पैर के नीचे दबा करके हम आगे निकल जाएंगे. Then it says alabdha bhumi katvat, failure to attain a stage. पहली बार जब हमने try किए, we couldn't get the desired results. That's not a reason to stop. You remember the roti story I told you? If you stopped the first time when you couldn't get the flour mix right or you couldn't get the roti right, perfect circle, you would never have been able to make the roti. So you have to persist, persevere, and we will surely reach the desired results. Then the last one is avasthitvani. Anavasthitvani. What happens is that often we reach the goal, but we say, chalo bhai, ab hame lakshya mil gaya, we know it, we need not practice, jab bhi pahunchna hai to hum pahunch jayenge. But the lack of regular practice, the lack of consistent practice is not going to make you reach the goal, जैसे कहते हैं ना चुटकी बजा के. If you do it regularly, you know this will take so much and so much time, and you'll be reducing the time frame and you reach the destination. And this applies not only to yoga philosophy, it applies to every single aspect of life. Then the next sutra says, Dukh dormanasya angame jayatvat shwas prashwas vikshepa sababhuva. So we've given the hurdles in life. Now let's identify the signs and symptoms when we are on the default track. It says dukh, sorrow, dejection, dormanasya. Then angame jayatva, trembling, shaking of the limbs. Shwas prashwas vikshepa, irregularity in breathing. These are the signs of panic, and if we just curb below these signs, we are just down. And if we are able to identify the signs and say, no, these are the signs that can lead us to the negative track, we'll re-gear our life, so we'll rise above those signs and symptoms and regulate our life to be happy. Remember, life is a phase where we have to live with circumstances. Happiness and unhappiness is alternates between that. And the more we make the best of happy times and the least we get down, depressed in the times of unhappiness, the better it is for us. Then dejection, dormanasya. We need not to feel dejected, nor deject anybody around us. Then when we find our limbs start shaking, just give a pause. If you've been practicing regular silence of the mind, give yourself a pause, look for the reasons why the shaking of limbs are coming, and you'll be able to overcome that. Likewise, shwas prashwas vikshepa. This is the sign, last sign of panic, irregular breathing. Just sit down and say, no, these are all within my control. Sit down, put yourself in silence, start deep inhale and exhale, observing your own breathing. You'll overcome even the panic signs, be it mental, physical health issues. You'll be able to surf and come out of them. So these are the practical applications of yoga in daily life. And it says, Vishoka va jyotish mati. If we've freed ourselves from the sorrows, what remains is the enlightenment towards happiness. And now let's move to the basics of yoga. Yama, niyama. Yam, the 5 tenets, ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. We look into the definitions and also the practical applications. Ahimsa, non-violence. And the common thought is that violence is always when it's physical on other persons or other forms of life. Do we realize violence starts from here, goes into our words, and then into actions? Even when we say that we are reacting on the spur of the event, it's not like that. Things which goes on the spur of the event always goes as a thought, but the process is so fast that we are not able to put a halt. That's the essentials of practice of yoga, silencing the mind. We'll never react on the spur of the event. जो भी situation आएगा, we'll give a pause. It can be 10 seconds, it can be 20 seconds, can be 30 seconds. सामने वाले व्यक्ति को पता नहीं चलेगा कि हमने अपने आप को रोक लिया. Then when we react, the person will be surprised. और फिर दुखी नहीं होंगे. Because we've given ourselves one moment of second thought to react. And violence, if we understand that, we'll understand non-violence. It starts with the mind, the words, and then physical actions. सत्य, truth, जिस चीज को जैसे हमने जाना वैसे ही मानना, वैसे ही कहना, वैसे ही लिखना. Things which we've known through anuman, praman, adi, through the standards of proof, that which we perceive directly, things which we've seen, experienced directly. Then anuman, inference, that is आपने कहीं पे बादल देख लिया और बरसात हुई, उसके बाद बाढ़ आई, so you know, कभी भी जब घने बादल हैं, you know, बरसात आने की संभावना काफी है. And it's never going to rain without the clouds. और कहीं पे बाढ़ आ गया तो आप जानेंगे कि कहीं ऊपर ग्राउंड्स में भारी बरसात हुई. ये अनुमान प्रमाण है. These are closely linked and the inferences are never wrong on these sides. We have agam praman, testimony from truthful people. Then we have itihas, aitihiya praman, according to history, the true recordings of history, not what is currently told as the history of India. That is not true. But if we look at things like Ramayana, Mahabharata, which is part of our itihas, so many things to learn from that, so many good things and so many wrong things to avoid. Then we have arthapati. Like when I say a glass is half full, it's also half empty. Yani by logical deduction. So if we go according to that, we'll always be truthful, and truth also is truth in thoughts, truth in words, and truth in actions. Ahimsa satya asteya. Asteya means non-stealing. And non-stealing includes not taking the things from my neighbor's desk without his permission. Brahmacharya is about celibacy, self-control, etc. It also means always be on the learning curve and dedicate some time to read the scriptures, to read good things in life. I said, if we take 1 minute in 24 hours for physical exercises, 24 minutes, we take another 20 minutes, 24 minutes for indulging in some sitting down in silent moments, enjoying, try to look for peace within ourselves, and take another 20 minutes to read about good things, about inspiring things. So it makes about an hour a day, which we dedicate time for ourselves. Otherwise, baki time jo hai, it's either on the outer makeup or running for other things. So just make it 1 minute for every hour that we are living. So it comes to about 20 minutes. 20 minutes for physical exercises, 20 minutes for some meditation, for some sitting down in silence, and 20 minutes for some inspiring readings. That will be enable us to control ourselves. जैसे हम कहते हैं ना, तूफान में रह करके भी हम अपने दिए की बाती जो है उसको बुझने नहीं देंगे. This is one way to live within this world without being muddled by the world. And then ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. This is another very strong edict. It tells us aparigraha, never accumulate things beyond what is needed. हमें एक साल के लिए 5 जोड़े जूते चाहिए, 10 जोड़े कपड़े चाहिए, लेकिन अपने वार्डरोब में 50 रख दिए कपड़े और जूते 20 रख दिए. And whenever we have to go out, we have a problem now. क्या पहनेंगे क्या? And that also not to please ourselves. क्योंकि लोग क्या कहेंगे इसलिए. So are we really making ourselves happy or just listening to what people are commenting on us? And when we do that, what we are doing hinsa towards nature, towards Mother Earth, because we are over exploiting the resources of the earth. अब दुनिया के सबसे धनी व्यक्ति को देख लो. If you look at the former boss of Apple, Tim Cook, he was always with one color of dress, black t-shirt, polo shirt, and I think it was a black jean, something like that. Look at this Microsoft guy, Bill Gates. He's always like that. And look at the Facebook. He's also the same. Barack Obama was also the same. It was not a uniform, but it was a way of, मुझे जब बाहर निकलना है, I don't have the headache of what people will say on me, because people will get used to that and will stop talking. And this is taught basically in the Gurukuls. Gurukul में सभी बच्चे जो जाते हैं, they are all wearing the same type of dress, and they learn to live with the essentials. And COVID reminded us of that. During COVID, how much money did people save by not going for shopping to please others? So if we go into that, we'll see how we can be happier in our life. Then niyama. So remember yama, this is the discipline which makes us live as part of the world, which is called social discipline. Ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. Now personal discipline. Sauch, santosh, tapas, swadhyay, ishwar pranidhana. These are the niyamas. Sauch, purity. It's not only having a bath, cleaning ourselves, brushing the teeth. Purity is purity at the level of mind, body, and spirit. Purity in thoughts, purity in words, purity in actions. Purity in manasa vacha karmana, purity in gun karma svabhav, in our character, in our actions, in our nature. Sauch. Then santosh. This is very, very important. Be happy with the things and for the things that we have. Be grateful to nature, to Mother Earth, and to God for the things that we have. Else, where do we spend our time? By being unhappy for the things that we don't have, and by being unhappy for the things that my neighbor and my friends have. जीवन को देखो हमने कैसे कहां तक ले गया. Instead of being happy for the things that we have, we are being happy for unhappy for the things that we don't have, or for the things that my neighbor has. And I start, क्या होता है? अपने अंदर में जलने लगता हूं. So I'm losing my inner peace. And mental health issues starts with that. दूसरों ने क्या कह दिया, I've just become unhappy with that. अरे भाई उसने कह दिया, वो उसके शब्द है. Leave that to him. As we say, let it be. कोई बात नहीं. You remember these three words. कोई बात नहीं. And if that person insists, leave it to that. ईश्वर न्याय करेगा. Let it go on karma. Santosh is one of the very basics in niyama to make us live a happy life. Sauch, Santosh, Tapa. Tapa means austerity. थोड़ा सा भूख प्यास गर्मी सर्दी सहने के लिए आदत डाल दें. We'll be developing resilience, we'll be building our resistance to face dire moments. Like we've always tried to do one thing. We lived difficult times when we were growing as a kid. But then we tend to create a cocoon for our children. उसको इतना plush के बीच में रखते हैं, थोड़ी सी चोट आ गई तो बच्चा क्या करता है, उसको सह नहीं सकता है, and then starts crying, then he'll increase your level of unhappiness. We'll have to learn to live that life is not always a cushion. At times we have to hit hard grounds, and if we're not trained for that, it will really hurt. So that is what tapa is about. And tapa is also leads us to be human in life. I have a bottle of water, I find somebody thirsty, I say, okay, I can give it to him because ahead I can buy another bottle of water or I'll be home and get water to drink. कोई भूखे प्यासे मिल गया, I can spare him my lunch or my tiffin. क्योंकि I know I'll be eating dinner tonight. So we become more humane also with tapa. Then swadhyay is the study of good, inspiring things, including the scriptures. If you can't reach to the Vedas, come down to the Upanishads. If you can't reach down to the Upanishads, take inspiring events from the Ramayana, from the Mahabharata, from Panchatantra, from Akbar Bilbal, from Hitopdesh. Read these things. That is Swadhyay. And Swadhyay helps us to go into self-introspection. आत्मनिरीक्षण करने के लिए स्वाध्याय एक माध्यम है. Ishwar Pranidhan, if you believe in God, that's fine. If you don't believe in God, respect the laws of nature, respect the laws of the universe, respect the laws of the creation. And the Vedic philosophy tells us, respect the laws of the common good in which lies our personal interest, our personal good. In economics, there is one theory which is said, if you want to have a larger share of the cake, a cake is there for 10 persons. If you want to have a larger share of the cake, next time when you bake a cake or you buy a cake, you buy a larger one. Because if you take that small cake and take a larger share, then you'll be unfair to the others. So next time, either you bake a larger cake or you buy a larger cake and everybody will get a larger share. So that's why it says, सबकी उन्नति में अपनी उन्नति समझनी चाहिए. और फिर सार्वजनिक नियम पालने में हम परतंत्र हैं और स्वनियम पालने में हम स्वतंत्र हैं. And if we had those two aspects during COVID, we wouldn't have been suffering the mental distress, the emotional distress of these dire times of lockdown. Because what would have happened? We know that the common good lies by staying inside, not going outside. उसमें मेरी बचाव है, मेरी सेफ्टी है, मेरे परिवार की सेफ्टी है और मेरे फ्रेंड्स, रिलेटिव्स और पूरे कम्युनिटी की सेफ्टी उसमें है. I would have accepted it And once I accepted it, I would have lived life on the level of santosh. So Ishwar Pranidhan is whether you believe in God, in whatever belief that you have, or you, even if you are non-believer, just take it. You need to respect the laws of nature, the laws of the creation, the laws of universe. Ultimately, for the believers, it's God who made those laws. Then the laws for common well-being. So once we clear our concepts like that, we'll move out beyond yama niyama. Will come now to pranayam. Pranayam, the 4 pranayams that Maharshi Patanjali says, and this is to increase our mind power. The first one is Bahya Pranayam. That is, you take long, deep breath, rapid, forceful exhale, retain the breath outside till you start feeling discomfort. Then you start breathing in regularly, slowly. And you start Bahya Pranayam by doing 3 times, gradually increasing to 21 times. Don't go beyond that, because then it will, too much of the good thing also is not good. Maharishi Patanjali and the Vyas Bhashya tells us that has to be increased. Probably if you start with 2, the next fortnight then you come to 4, the next fortnight you come to 5, you go slowly like that. And you'll also find that you'll be able to retain your breath outside for longer and longer periods. And when you retain the breath outside, what does the body do? The body needs oxygen to survive. तो उस समय में क्या होता है कि शरीर जो है जहां जहां पर एयर ब्लॉकेजेस होता है, एयर पॉकेट्स, the body just to liberate the air from these air pockets and get activated. और हमारे शरीर में जो जो पॉइंट्स दर्द देता है ना, पेन, वो सिर्फ एयर पॉकेट्स के कारण, वायु का प्रकोप, बाह्य प्राणायाम करने से उस वायु का प्रकोप भी हम रिलीव करेंगे. And when doing that, we are also activating our brain. Those idle parts of the brain are going to get activated. Then abhyantar pranayam. Breathe in, retain the breath inside for as long as you can till you start feeling discomfort. Then you slowly, gradually releasing the breath. Now what this will be doing from the physical point of view, physiological point of view, when you retain the breath inside, it creates pressure now. When it creates pressure, what happens? It's going to send the oxygens up to the extremities, like we say, the fingertips, the tips, all the extremities of our body. So when the body is really well oxygenated, we'll be able to relieve ourselves from physical ailments. But then also we are giving more oxygen supply to the brain, and we are activating the brain. Then the third one is tam vritti pranayam. हम सांस ले रहे हैं तो वहां ही बीच में रोक लिए, या सांस छोड़ रहे हैं वहीं बीच में रोक लिए. So stopping the breath either on the inhale or the exhale process where it is. And one example is that कहीं बाहर गए ना, तो गंदगी कहीं से महक आ गई, तो what do? We stop the breath there. So that is also helps us to overcome the ill feelings that we may sense from outside. Then the last one is Bahya Abhyantar Vishayakshepi. This one is the 4th one and is the 4th to be practiced in the step. When you are used to Bahya, you are used to Abhyantar, you are used to Vishaya Samvriti, then you go to Bahya Abhyantar Vishayakshepi. This is when you are breathing. At some point, you just stop Do some breathe out and then restart breathing again. And when you are exhaling, you stop, you inhale somewhat, and then you exhale again. That is going to increase the lung usage, and increasing the lung usage, increasing the brain usage. And this is where we start moving from Samanya Buddhi to Medha Buddhi to Ritambara Prajna. And we will be more quick in assimilating in our learning process, also be faster in giving the proper reactions. So that is the pranayam. Whatever pranayam is in Hatha Yoga, that is excellent for health. But for bringing in meditation and focus, these are the processes. Then we'll find pratyahar. Pratyahar is introversion of the senses. Just remember, whatever we eat, drink, has taste. Whatever we smell, whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we touch, the five senses, whatever happiness we get for them is only short-lived. But our inner peace, अंदर से जो शांति उत्पन्न होता है, उद्बुद्ध होता है, उसको जैसे कहते हैं ना, घी देते जाएंगे तो it will last longer. And then we'll live a life where जैसे कहते हैं ना, मिठाई भी खा करके उसमें सुख नहीं लेंगे. We'll appreciate it for what it is. अगर मिठाई we are used to from one shop, कहीं दूसरे दुकान से भी आ गया तो हम दुखी नहीं होंगे. And this is something which I'm giving you a very bright example. लोग डोमिनो पिज्जा वाला खाने की जो आदत है ना, वो पिज्जा हट के पिज्जा देंगे उसको तो वो दुखी हो जाता है. जैसे भारत में कई मिठाई के दुकान है, उसको हल्दीराम वाला खाने की आदत है ना, दूसरे दुकान वाले से कहीं पे दे दिए तो वो दुखी होता है. No, we'll take it for whatever it is. We know it's not harmful for health. लेकिन उसमें सुख और दुख होने के क्या होता है? We are influencing ourselves. We are muddling our life. Prati sarupyam itaratra. We have to rise above that. So that is the status. We'll be eating to sustain good physical health. We'll be eating to sustain our life and not eating, as we say, to take pleasure from that and then grow our body beyond the normal size, and then सब तरह के बीमारी हमें ग्रस्त करने लगेंगे. Then let's see the state of mind. I'll be ending probably in 5 minutes. I'm just running on overrun. The states of mind. One is Mur Avastha. You always tend to play lazy and to say, nahi, ye nahi ho sakta, baad mein kar lenge, because I'm feeling worn out, I'm feeling sleepy. No. That is due to ignorance, to attachment that if we put effort, then we need to constantly put the effort. That is the ignorance prevailing. The attachment to the status that we've been used to. This is the मूर अवस्था, और वहां पे तामस गुण जो है ना, वो prevail कर रहा है. Tamas is presiding. Then we have the क्षिप्त अवस्था. Either we are on the sad phase or on the overexcited phase. This is rajas prevailing. We alternate between ignorance and knowledge. We alternate between attachment and detachment. We alternate between sorrow and happiness. ये क्षिप्त अवस्था है और वहां पे रजोगुण जो है वो प्रधान है. Then we have the Vikshipt Avastha, temporary happiness, temporary dedication, temporary interest, temporary excitement that we have to do this and this, and then that subsides also rapidly. That is alternating between now, rajas and tamas. It's the mixed feeling. We still have to rise above that. We have to go to the ekagra avastha where we are focused. जैसे मैंने कहा था, आंख बंद करके भी हम रोटी गोल बेल लेंगे. That is the ekagra avastha. It's not a question of moving the mountains. It's things that we do practically in day-to-day life. But we just have to assimilate it more and more, integrate it more and more in our life. And that is Satogun Pradhan, this level. Ekagra avastha. और एकाग्र अवस्था के बाद will reach निरुद्ध अवस्था. और निरुद्ध अवस्था में हम यही जानेंगे कि ये शरीर जो हमारे साथ है, this body is a tool for the soul to move to perfection. आत्मा जो है इस शरीर के माध्यम से जो भी कर्म करता है, अपने आप को परफेक्ट करता है to reach that final stage of samadhi. And after samadhi, खासकर असंप्रज्ञात और निर्बीज समाधि के बाद व्यक्ति विदेह बन जाता है. He knows this body serves a purpose, and after that purpose, I need not take birth again into another body. I can now brought myself to that level कि मैं अब मृत्यु और जन्म के दुख सागर से छोड़ करके मैं मोक्ष में जा रहा हूं. So these are the 5 levels of the state of mind: Mur, Kshipt, Vikshipt, Ekagra or Niruddha. On Niruddha Avastha, we've reached the objective of yoga, Yogaschitta Vritti Nirodha. इसके बिना मुक्ति संभव नहीं है. इसके बिना to be in the eternal bliss of Ishwar, in salvation, to take the equivalent word in English, is impossible. So let's remember the first steps: Yama, Niyama. Then Asana is Thir Sukham Asanam. Learn to sit down on a posture regularly where you are comfortable for a long time. Pranayam, I gave you the details. Pratyahar, introversion of the senses. Tomorrow we'll look into Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. I just hope I've been able to clear the concepts, to bring the relevant theory of philosophy, as well as how we can apply it in the practical day-to-day life. I can only wish you safe and healthy journey on the path of yoga. धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद आचार्य जी, आपका इतना कीमती समय हम सबको देने के लिए, और बहुत ही डिफरेंट तरीके से फिलोसफी के बाकी सारे एस्पेक्ट्स, डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ फिलोसफी ऑफ योग, that is very essential to understand and understood by people who are learning or reading from different chapters, books written by different authors. So the knowledge you share with us directly coming from all the ancient scriptures, Vedas, and the other ancient literature, rather than getting all that information, diluted information or diluted knowledge. धन्यवाद आचार्य जी. और मुझे लगता है सभी लोग बहुत इस आपके लेक्चर को एंजॉय करते हैं. मेरे पास आते हैं, कल बहुत सारे मैसेजेस आए आपके लेक्चर के लिए, और जितना भी आपको सुने, हमेशा समय थोड़ा लगता है, हमेशा समय कम पड़ जाता है. धन्यवाद. और अब हम चलते हैं अपने दूसरे सत्र की तरफ. यहाँ आज हमने क्योंकि मेंटल हेल्थ की भी बात की, हमने बात की कि योग हमारी सोच कैसे बदल सकता है, कैसे हमें शांत कर सकता है। और कोई बात नहीं, ये कहना अगर हम सबने सीख लिया तो कहीं ना कहीं जिंदगी बहुत आसान हो जाएगी। What I say always, forgive and forget. Because अगर आपको कोई हर्ट करता है, अगर किसी के शब्दों से आप हर्ट होते हैं, वो इंसान कहकर भूल गया। But if you are carrying those words and you are into that emotional situation or emotional setback again and again, you are into the stress, anxiety. You are in a bitter taste, in a bitter mood. And of course, when we are in bad mood, we behave badly with others, so we also become one of the person who is hurting others. होता है ना, कभी कभी हम लोग कुछ गलत करते हैं तो दूसरा कहता है क्यों आज घर से लड़कर आए हो क्या। बिकॉज नेचुरल है, इफ एनी बैड एक्सपीरियंस from someone, if we are carrying, we are also going to be and behaving in a same manner with someone else. So it is very essential to go, to start, to begin the path, the journey of yoga, so that we can live not only healthy but also happily. हमारे साथ जुड़ चुकी हैं नीतू शर्मा जी, and she is ready to take your practical session, and then we will go ahead with the anatomy and physiology of mental health, the aspects and the benefit of yoga for mental health that we will take in the third session. जो लोग आज जुड़े हैं या those who are going to watch our videos maybe later anytime, let me introduce Neetu Sharma ji. She is science graduate and MCA, started practicing around 12 years back because of her own health problems, health issues, and she has learned from various school of yoga, Hatha Yoga, Iyengar Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and she has been teaching for past 8 years now. She is a well qualified Yoga Alliance teacher training certified trainer in 200 hours and 500 hours, and now she is training many children, many groups she is leading for women, and she is specialized in women health with nutrition. She has a brand, Nutri Yoga, that's a nutriyoga.com, and as well as she is writing a book with me. She's a co-author with me, and we are writing on the subject Nutri Yoga, because nutrition and yoga goes hand in hand, side by side, to have a healthy and happy life. Over to you, Neetu ji.
Thank you, Anjum ma'am. Namaskar. Good morning, everyone. So today, like ma'am said, we are going to work on the asanas which increase your mental power, which are helpful in increasing your brain power. So because the brain is directly connected to the spine, so more you work on your spine, you activate your spine areas, the signals and the blood they flows continuously from spine to brain and brain to spine. So you will see whatever asanas we do, they are mainly focusing on your spine. Should I request everyone to stand up? And those who are practicing with me, others who want to watch, they can watch. Bring your
मैं
hands in the
रिक्वेस्ट करना
front.
चाहूंगी those who are practicing, if they are in a very formal attire, please you can open your videos so that the expert can check you also, and people can also watch how the online learning is. The COVID has taught us how we can learn from each other on online platforms. Thank you so much for opening your videos, and I would request maximum people to open their videos and practice with Ms. Neetu Sharma. Thank you, Anju.
Bring your hands in the front. Make a fist and move your wrist in one direction, then in the other. Bring your hands to your side, hands in line with your shoulders, and then you close and open. Activate your elbows, activate your shoulders. These are the basic joint movements to remove any blockages which can be there in your joints after sitting for long or working for long. Then you place your hands on your shoulders and shoulder rotation. Move it very slowly without any jerk and keep breathing. Don't hold your breath, keep breathing. In the opposite direction, from back to front, you'll take your elbows back, up, and front. Continue with your breath. Keep the speed very slow. Feel the lightness in your shoulders and relax. Keep your feet at shoulder level, shoulder distance apart and hands at the back. We'll do some neck exercises. Turn your neck towards the right side as if you want to look back. Keep breathing here. Inhale center, exhale to the left side. These exercises are very good if you have the problem of cervical spondylitis. Inhale center again, exhale again, turn to right side. You are holding your hands at the back so that your shoulders don't come in front. Inhale center, exhale to the left side. Your shoulders won't lift up also because you're holding your hands. Inhale center, exhale, bend to the right side. Bring your neck closer to your shoulder. You don't have to lift your shoulders. Just keep putting your neck down towards your shoulder. Inhale center, exhale, bend to the left side. Try to bring your neck closer to the shoulder. You don't have to lift your shoulders. Inhale center, again bend to the right side. Inhale center, exhale, bend to the left side. The neck region is very delicate, so perform very slowly. Inhale center. Now we'll do the neck rotation, but only in the back area. We are not going to bring the neck to the front side because there might be people who must be must be starting. So it is not good initially to bend your leg like this. अगर cervical या spondylitis की problem होगी तो वो it can aggravate. So just at the back only, from left to right, right to left. Keep moving your neck very slowly and relax. Now we will start with some asanas. The very first asana is Tadasana. Tadasana can be performed again at any age by anyone with any problem. You interlock your hands like this. Keep your feet at shoulder distance apart. Lift your hands up. Inhale, stretch your body as much as you can. Try to stretch your spine as much as you can. And with exhale, slowly start lifting your heels. Pause here for a second or two. And slowly come down. Hands remain there only. Two more times we are going to practice. Inhale, stretch your body. Exhale, lift up. Heels up. Pause here. Inhale here. And exhale, come down slowly, heels down. To make it better, you should focus with your eyes at one point so that you don't lose the body balance. Again, inhale. Exhale, lift up. Lift your heels up. Keep your focus at one point in front. Keep stretching. Inhale. Exhale, heels down and relax. You will feel some vibrations going right from your toes to your tip of the head. Because this asana activates your spine, it develops the physical and mental balance. If children perform this, then they can also increase their height by regular practice. So this was Tadasana. Next, we will do forward bend, Padhastasana. If anyone is having a back problem, they should not do it. Inhale, you keep your hands on your waist. Exhale, start bending slowly in front. First, you bring your spine parallel to the ground, and then slowly keep going further down to bring your abdomen closer to your thigh. Those who are comfortable here can bring their hands down next to your feet. And again, check your body balance. Your body should not be falling back. We are not looking at perfection in touching right your head to the knee. That is the final posture. Initially, practice this correctly. Try to bring the abdomen closer to your thigh, and the body should be in balance. The body weight has to be on your toes as well as on your heels. You should not be falling back only. So check your balance. Slowly you have to start coming up. So first put your hands on your waist and then inhale, start coming up. While coming up, you can slightly bend your knees if you have a weak back. So to avoid any injury, you can bend your knees slightly. One more time we are going to perform this, then we will do the counter pose for this. Most of the asanas have a counter pose, like when you're bending forward, you should bend back also a little. So let's do the second time. Inhale, stretch your spine, shoulders back. Exhale, slowly start bending forward. First you bring your spine parallel to the floor and then start going forward, further ahead, down. If you are comfortable, you bring your hands also down. अगर आपके हाथ पूरे नहीं पहुंचते हैं, you can hold your ankles also, you can hold your shin also. जहां भी आप comfortably अपने हाथ पहुंचा सकते हैं, वहीं तक जाएं. और बॉडी वेट अपना जरूर चेक करना है कि पंजों पर और पीछे हील्स पर दोनों पे वेट हो आपका. यू शुड नॉट बी ओनली लीनिंग बैक. बॉडी वेट चेक करिए और पेट को जितना थाइस के नजदीक ला सकते हैं लाइए. Now the blood is rushing towards your head. Any blockages in the spine or in the neck area, they are cleared and the blood is rushing towards your head to activate your brain cells. Now again your hand on your waist. Inhale, start coming up. Very good. Now we will do the counter pose. That's not part of this practice, but it is important always to do a counter pose in case you have overbent. So धीरे धीरे अपनी कमर को पीछे ले जाएं. हाथ आपके कमर पर ही हैं, आपके अंगूठे टेलबोन के दाएं बाएं हैं, एंड यू कैन गो बैक अ लिटिल. हल्का सा ही जाए और फिर धीरे से वापस आ जाए. शेक योर हैंड्स, शेक योर लेग्स. So this was Padhastasana. So forward bend, you can call it. It activates the spine so that all the signals can reach right from your spine to your brain and vice versa from brain to your spine. Next we have is Vrikshasana, tree pose. It's a balancing pose. So because you are beginning, you can always take the support of a wall or a chair and lift one leg up, like we start with the right leg up, and try to place the heel closer to your groin, to your joint here. But in case you're not able to place it here, ऊपर तक नहीं place कर पाते, कहीं भी नीचे place कर सकते हैं above the knee. Those who are not able to place above the knee, they can place below the knee. आप बिल्कुल अपने shin bone की side पे भी place कर सकते हैं. Be careful not to place on your knee. It will harm your knee. So either below or up, wherever you are comfortable, you can take the support of the ball and Straighten your spine. Focus in front of your eyes, right at the eye level at one point. Those who are comfortable, they can make a pranam mudra. They can keep the hands up, wherever, sideways, wherever you are comfortable. But again, though you have to maintain the balance. Stillness is more important. So even if you have to take the support of the wall, it is okay because you are able to stay still. Sthiram Sukham Asanam. That's what Acharya Ji also talked about. स्थिरता लानी जरूरी है. अगर आपकी बॉडी वाइब्रेट कर रही है तो ध्यान दें कि आप कैसे उसको स्टिल कर सकते हैं. पहले you have to get your body used to something. It will not happen in a day. धीरे से वापस. You will change the side. Left side, left heel closer to your groin, to the joint. अगर आप पूरा ऊपर नहीं रख सकते, नीचे रख लीजिए. And try to open this knee out, and your body is still, your spine is straight. Vrikshasana. This improves your physical and mental health. Also, because you're focusing at one point right in front of your eyes, it increases your focus and concentration. When you're trying to maintain the balance of the body, it increases the awareness of your body and mind. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath, and release and come back. This was Vrikshasana, or you call it tree pose. Next, we move to Parvatasana. Move to the back of your mat. Inhale, hands up, and exhale, slowly bend forward. You can place your hands away from your feet and start moving forward a little. वहीं तक जाना है जहां तक आपकी एड़ियां नहीं उठे. आपको अपनी हील्स नहीं उठानी है. सो हाथ उतने आगे लेके जाइए 3 से 4 स्टेप्स कि आपकी हील्स आपकी आसन पर लगी रहे. जब आपको हाथों का सपोर्ट मिल रहा है, पैरों का सपोर्ट मिल रहा है, देन यू स्टार्ट पुशिंग योर बॉडी बैक. Start pushing your tailbone up towards the sky. As if somebody is pulling you using a hook from your tailbone. Keep pushing back. इस वक्त, again, this time your spine is getting activated. The blood is flowing from the heart to the brain. So the brain is getting activated. This is also very good for your shoulders, for your back, for your legs. Because you're stretching your hamstrings, the back side of your legs. Slowly we'll start coming back. धीरे धीरे हाथों को पीछे लाना शुरू करें पैरों के पास. You can bend your knees to be safe. You can bend your knees and slide. Slowly start coming up. Let's do one more time. Inhale. Hands up. Slowly. See, अगर आपकी बैक वीक है तो फॉरवर्ड और बैकवर्ड करते वक्त आप नीज बेंड कर सकते हैं. हाथों को आगे चलाइए. वहां तक जाना है जहां तक आपकी हील्स लगी रहे. Don't lift your heels. Heels are right on the mat. Your palms are on the mat. Spread your fingers. Start pushing back. पीछे की ओर धकेलना शुरू करें अपने शरीर को. लेग्स में खिंचाव महसूस होगा. स्पाइन एक्टिवेट होगी. कंधों में थोड़ा सा एक्टिवेशन. Keep breathing here. This is stimulating your upper spine. Blood circulation is happening in your upper spine. Your nerves and muscles and limbs and back. Everything is being activated. Start going back. हाथों से हाथों को पीछे ले जाना शुरू करें. And while coming up also, you can bend your knees to be safe. This was Parvatasana or mountain pose. You can move your hands and leg in case some stiffness you felt. Next, we will sit down and perform Paschimottanasana. पैरों को सामने ले आए। अगर आपके पैर बहुत क्लोज नहीं हो पाते, सपोज यू आर नॉट एबल टू जॉइन, यू कैन कीप देम एट हिप डिस्टेंस। और किसी को और भी मुश्किल है वो और भी खोल के रख सकता है, बिकॉज सी today I don't know who all are beginning or who all have been practicing for long. So you see at what level you can perform. Inhale करते हुए दोनों हाथ ऊपर, stretch your spine. Again, जब आप ऐसे बैठे हैं, आप अपनी स्पाइन को स्ट्रेच कर रहे हैं. Again, you are activating it. You can stay here. जो आगे नहीं झुक सकते हैं वो यहीं रुक सकते हैं. जो आगे झुक सकते हैं धीरे धीरे आगे जाइए. Our first step is to put your hands on your. We are not looking at again bending the neck and keeping our head right on the knees. We don't want to do that. आप हाथ, first level is this. You put your hands on your toes. जो इससे आगे जा सकते हैं वो हाथों को नीचे लेके जाएंगे और बॉडी को आगे स्ट्रेच करेंगे. पहले पेट को जंघा से, put your abdomen right on your thighs. Start pulling forward. हाथों से शरीर को आगे खींचना है, because the aim is to stretch the spine, not make it curve. You lose the purpose of this. So keep pulling forward. जिनका पेट पूरी तरह थाई से लग जाता है वो चेस्ट को नी से लगाएंगे. अगर आपका वो भी हो जाता है फिर आप माथे को लगाने की कोशिश करेंगे. घुटनों से नहीं होता है, stay in halfway. The only thing is you should be stretching your spine. गर्दन अंदर मत करें, गर्दन ऊपर की ओर रखें, in line with your spine. We don't want to create unrequired or unnecessary curves, blockages. श्वास भरते हुए धीरे धीरे हाथों को छोड़ेंगे. इनहेल करते हुए फिर से ऊपर आए, ताने. Stretch your spine. Again. Exhale. वापस. Good. You want to try once more? Inhale करते हुए दोनों हाथ ऊपर. Stretch up. पूरा खिंचाव दीजिए. उसके बाद धीरे धीरे बिल्कुल कमर से नीचे जाना है. हाथों को आगे खींचते रहे. Hold your toes. If this is your level, stay here. Keep pushing forward. बस इतना खींचते रहे. I have also risen myself from this level only. So यहीं पे रुके. उसके बाद आप आगे जा सकते हैं तो हाथों को नीचे लाइए और शरीर को आगे खींचिए. पेट जिनका लग जाता है जंघा के साथ वो चेस्ट को लगाने की कोशिश करेंगे. कोहनियां मोड़ के खींचे शरीर को आगे. Keep breathing. श्वास भरते हुए धीरे धीरे हाथों को ऊपर लाना शुरू करें. स्ट्रेच अप. यहाँ पे एक स्ट्रेच देना बहुत ही जरूरी है. कहीं आपने एक्स्ट्रा कर्व कर लिया है, सो इट विल हेल्प यू स्ट्रेच अप. एंड एक्सेल. Come back. You can keep your hands here at the back and relax. Paschimottanasana increases the flexibility in your hip joints. It also tones and massages the internal organs because you were pressing. So it also massages your internal organs. And obviously, because you're stretching the spine, the circulation in the nerves and muscles of the spine area is happening. Again, the blood flows continuously from head to spine, spine to head. There is no blockage. Next, we will lie down on the back for Setubandhasana. Everyone will lie down on the back. सेतुबंधासन भी आप किसी भी प्रॉब्लम समस्या वाले कर सकते हैं. देयर आर नो मेजर साइड इफेक्ट. सिर्फ अगर हर्निया या इस तरह के इश्यूज हैं तो आप ना करें. दोनों हाथ शरीर के साथ. अगर किसी का थायराइड भी बहुत एक्टिवेटेड है, हाईली एक्टिवेटेड, दे शुड आल्सो अवॉइड सेतु बंधासन, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट प्रैक्टिसिंग टू मच, सो यू ऑल कैन ट्राई। दोनों हाथ शरीर के साथ, कीप योर फीट एट hip distance and keep your heels closer to your hips as much as possible. Now, your knees will always remain on the heels. They will not fall out, they will not fall in. So, for that, you have to make a comfortable distance. अगर आपके लिए hip distance कम है, you increase the distance, no problem. But keep your knees always pointing towards the sky. They should not be falling in or falling out. दोनों हाथ शरीर के साथ, slowly start inhaling and lift your hips up. जितना भी आप कंफर्टेबली उठा सकते हैं अपने शरीर को, उतना ही उठाएंगे। शरीर के साथ जोर जबरदस्ती नहीं होगी। एंड एक्सेल, कम डाउन। 2 more times, inhale, lift up. Like I said, उतना ही उठाएं जहां पे आपको लगता है कि अब इससे ऊपर आपकी नीज या थाइज वेट नहीं ले सकती है, वहीं पे रुक जाएं। एंड स्लोली स्टार्ट कमिंग डाउन। Move with the breath so that there is no injury. Last time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Once more we will practice दोनों हाथ शरीर के साथ। अगर जिनके लिए comfortable है, they can hold the ankles also. And shoulders in, down, inhale, lift up. If you are lifting up well, then your chest will come closer to your chin. And slowly exhale, come down. Join your feet, join your knees, bend your knees and bend them towards your abdomen. Hug them. This is a counter pose. And release. Next, we are going to perform Ardha Halasana. I'm sure there are people who have practiced the full Halasana. They've been practicing for long. But today we will do only Ardha Halasana, the half plow pose. Keep your hands closer to your hips. For those specifically who've got weak backs, they have to keep the hands closer to the hips and lift legs up. You can also do this with the support of a wall. You shift yourself to a wall like this and you keep your legs like this next to a wall. This is also very relaxing. And those who can perform without the wall, they can just lift their legs up, hands closer to the hips and toes in. Flex your toes towards yourself. Feel the stretch on the back of the leg. This is stretching the entire pelvic area. It is massaging all the internal organs because your legs are up. And this is also a Vipreet Karni, what Anjum ma'am mentioned yesterday. It is bringing the blood, impure blood from your feet towards your body in and towards your heart. So this also activates your endocrinal system. Certain hormones, certain glands are activated which are part of the endocrinal system. You can keep holding there. If you feel tired, you can bend your knees, hug them like this. And again, try this. Lift your legs up, hands closer to the body, and keep breathing. Keep the focus on your spine. Your spine is straight. touching the mat. Your tailbone is touching the mat. Bend your knees again. Bring your hands around your knees. Push the knees into the body and relax. Now we'll practice Shavasana. That's the relaxing pose. This relaxation is also required for your mental health because you are releasing all the stress from your body as well as from your brain. So until unless you release all the stress, how will you activate your brain? How will your brain function? संपूर्ण शरीर ढीला, दोनों हाथ शरीर के दाएं बाएं, पैरों में फासला. Keep your feet apart and keep them so loose that the toes are falling on the sides, on either sides. Your palms are facing up, your fingers are loose. Your spine is relaxed, your shoulder is relaxed, the back side of your neck is relaxed. Bring your focus entirely onto your spine. पूरा ध्यान अपनी स्पाइन पर लाएं. उसको ढीला करना है आपको. Shavasana relaxes the whole psychological system of the body. It completely relaxes the body, the mind. And because you're relaxed, the awareness increases. Keep lying down in Shavasana. Now you bring your focus on your breath. Your breath is moving right from the tip of your head to your toes. And it is removing all the blockages in the way. अगर रास्ते में जैसे चल रहा है कुछ भी रास्ते में आएगा, जैसे आचार्य जी ने बोला, all the air pockets that will be taken away by the breath. Your breath is moving from your toes to your tip of the head, from the tip of the head to your toes. Feel that your spine is straight. There are no more blockages in your spine. The spine is straight next to the mat, but still it maintains all its natural curves. सबसे आसान लगने वाला आसन सबसे मुश्किल है, क्योंकि हम अपने आप को इतना रिलैक्स ही नहीं कर पाते, हम अपने आप को स्ट्रेस से रिलीज ही नहीं कर पाते, because continuously our mind is running with thoughts and we are not able to bring our focus to our breath and our body. धीरे से हाथों पैरों को हिलाएं और लेटे लेटे करेंगे ताड़ासन. आपको दोनों हाथों को सर के पार लेके जाना है. इंटरलॉक करें और तानेंगे शरीर को. स्ट्रेच पूरा खींचिए, पंजे नीचे, हाथ ऊपर. Then you turn to one side. घुटने मोड़े. Hold here for few seconds. और धीरे से हाथ का सहारा लेते हुए उठ बैठे. किसी भी कंफर्टेबल पोजीशन में बैठ सकते हैं. अगर जो लोग जमीन पे नहीं बैठ पाते वो चेयर पे भी बैठ सकते हैं. We will just do Om and 3 Shantis. गहरा लंबा श्वास भरें. Inhale deeply. शांति शांति शांति. दोनों हाथों को मिलाएं and rub your hands, rub your fingers. Spread this energy all over your face, all over your body. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. If anyone has a question, I can answer.
Thank you.
Or
Thank you so much, Neetuji, for the live session, for the practical session, because I was watching. People were very excited. They were ready for the practical session. I hope everybody can listen me.
you.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
ओके
Yes, ma'am.
कुसुम जी आप अपना लिंक चेक करो, अपना माइक
Yes.
चेक करो. कुसुम लता जी हमारे साथ जुड़ी
Ma'am,
हुई है
I have
दुबई
a
से.
question.
Just a minute, Rahul. So let me thank Kuljeet Kaur madam. She is associated with the Khalsa College, Delhi University. She is with us. Thank you for attending this session. I would like to thank Professor S.C. Bansal जी. मैं उनको देखती हूँ, वो मॉर्निंग में हमारे साथ जुड़ जाते हैं. जीवन बालाजी प्रिंसिपल फ्रॉम कॉलेज ऑफ जलंधर. Kusumlata ji from Dubai, physical education in Indian school, physical education teacher. Veer Pawar ji, physical education teacher from Ghaziabad. Thank you so much. Rachna Khanna ji and Sonia Malhotra ji from Asht Yoga itself, and Anju Rani ji and Anshu Gupta from Gandhi Bhavan, दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी. और सभी लोगों का धन्यवाद है जो हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं. अब मैं क्वेश्चन लूंगी क्योंकि नेक्स्ट सेशन अभी एनाटॉमी एंड फिजियोलॉजी का बचा हुआ है. सो जस्ट अ क्विक क्वेश्चन, अगर कोई एक क्वेश्चन हम ले लेते हैं. अगर बाकी क्वेश्चन होंगे प्लीज राइट इट डाउन सो दैट tomorrow we can start with the question round. Tomorrow there will not be a much session of anatomy and physiology. So today I'm going to speak about the mental health through योग. और mental health because अभी हैप्पीनेस की बात हो रही थी, अभी स्ट्रेस की बात हो रही थी, और जैसे आचार्य जी ने बताया इमोशनल, हमारे इमोशनल डिस्टर्बेंसेस की बात हो रही थी. सो वी विल टॉक अबाउट. सो द क्वेश्चन, यस, द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन प्लीज. आई थिंक राहुल यू वर आस्किंग.
Ma'am,
या
ma'am,
जी
I was
विकास जी.
asking Vikas Tripathi.
जी विकास त्रिपाठी जी.
Ma'am, I have a question to Neetu, ma'am.
जी
Ma'am, what should we consider and how should we understand how to breathe while doing yoga postures? Ma'am, tell us something about breathing.
Neetu ji, question is while doing
Yeah.
asanas, how one must breathe, inhalation and exhalation.
In the Sukshma Vyayam, which we did in the beginning, inhalation, exhalation does not matter. You can breathe any side, inhale or exhale. But in specific asanas, most of the time when we are opening up, like when you're opening up your spine, you should inhale. And when you're contracting, you should exhale. That's the basic logic most of the time. सभी asanas, ऊपर की ओर stretch कर रहे हैं ताड़ासन में, you should inhale when you're going up. Exhale while coming down. So most of the time, again, when we are opening up, you should inhale and exhale when you are closing. That's the main logic.
Right, right. Okay, thank you so
I
much.
hope you're clear.
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear, Neetu ji.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Rest of the question we will take tomorrow. अगर नीतू जी से कोई question है तो we will take it tomorrow. और even आज आचार्य जी से भी हमने question answer round नहीं किया, so we will go ahead tomorrow. And let me start with the anatomy and physiology of yoga, where I'm going to elaborate mental health through yoga. Stress, yes, stress is now the part and parcel of our life. It is very difficult to keep ourselves away from the stress, from worries, from fear, from depression. Sometimes we feel very low, and during the pandemic, I'm so overwhelmed that people have contacted me. The dignitaries from Supreme Court, judges from Supreme Court, very high dignitaries from different strata of our society, they have contacted me that so many disturbing news are affecting our brain. They are highly intellects, They are well established people. They don't have any stress or worry about their own personal or professional life, but they were worried. They were becoming stressed and they need some help or some solution to be stress free in this emotional turbulence. Yesterday, also, I was talking whether we knew the person or not when we were watching the news, when we were watching all kind of disheartening news, disheartening incidents. People were crying, people were rushing from pillar to post to get the bed, to get the injections, to get the medicines, to get the doctors, to get oxygen cylinders. It was havoc. It was really havoc. Emotionally, we all were very much disturbed. So as I spoke yesterday, जो होना था वो हो गया. Whatever we have lost, we have already lost it. It is a big, 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 unrepairable losses we have all gone through. So let us think about the future and let us be, together, hand in hand, to now teach our society how we can improve our mental health. Being a mental health coach, I am, yesterday also I was telling that our researches are showing, our data are showing, now the next issue is going to come, that is mental health. Those who have lost their family and friends, relatives, very close people, they have lost, they are going to be in more mental stress. And if they are going to be in the mental stress, we all, the whole society is going to be affected. Now the next thing is next generation, the younger generation, the youth. They are also suffering, they are also feeling very low, very depressed, seeing what is happening all around, the restrictions, the lockdown. So let us go through with today's presentation. And the problem with the mind is we have lymphatic drainage. I hope everybody, or maybe let me make you understand what is lymphatic drainage. Lymphatic drainage are the drainage system of our waste products. So whatever waste product we have in our body, we have the lymphatic drainage system. Through that, the lymph nodes, we have different lymph nodes at different locations of our body. They help to eliminate the waste products from the body. But brain, the tragedy with the brain is there is no lymphatic gland are present in our brain. So when there is no lymphatic drainage, how the brain get rid of its waste product, that is a very, very important question. So let me start and let me share my ppt with you all. So with the mental health, that's my core area. So the waste products in mental in our brain, that's very essential to be eliminated from the brain itself. So cerebral spinal fluid, that is a communication between the brain cells and the body. When the cerebral spinal fluid, we call it CS fluid, it drains only when we inhale. When we awake, the passage is closed. So as we sleep, our breathe, yesterday also I was telling all of you that our breathe pattern comes very normal or slow. As our, किसी का mic open है, please can you mute your mic? I request all of you to please check your mic and mute. Thank you so much. So when we are breathing very slow, when our breath becomes very slow while we are sleeping, why we feel energetic and relaxed after when we get up after the sleep, after 8 hours sleep, why it is recommended? Because that is the time, that is the only time brain has an opportunity, a chance to get rid of its waste products. So when we control our breathing or during meditation even, our breaths become very slow, we just eliminate the waste product, because that time our chamber of brain, they open up when the carbon dioxide in the brain goes up, and while we are breathing very slow, oxygen and carbon dioxide balances. When this balances little bit, this is the only time when the brain gets higher in the carbon dioxide and oxygen get a little low. That is the exact friction of seconds brain open up all the chambers, and that is the only time our brain can get rid of their waste products. Now, what is the waste product of brain? Everybody must be thinking, okay, digestive system, they have their waste product. Lungs, they have carbon dioxide and other waste products. Cells, okay, they are sweating, they are doing a lot of exercise and a lot of physiological functioning, they are having the waste product in brain. What is that? So let us understand what makes the waste products in the brain. That is a mind. Mind is all the thinking process, all the thoughts, we call it, it goes through the mind. So tendency of mind is 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. Can you imagine how much our brain is functioning? How much we are thinking? So that is 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts. But the researchers says 80% of these thoughts are negative. 80% thoughts are negative. And 91% thoughts are repetitive. We repeatedly think again and again same, thoughts. Sometimes it happens. कोई हमें कुछ कहता है, हम again and again we are into same thought process. So 95% we are repeating, 80% negative thoughts which are occurring. So this is the ocean of thoughts. So what are the qualities of strong mind? Because if you make your mind strong, then you will have less and less accumulation of waste product. So confidence, courage, commitment, control and purpose. This is the gist of our life. ये हमारी life का gist है. So how to achieve that? Then only we can be healthy, wealthy and we will be happy. So this is all correlated. It doesn't matter if we are not successful, if we are not, earning well, we are not financially established, we are not, then the worries and the stress will occur. If our personal life is not under control, then again the stress, anxiety and depression will occur. And if we are not enough courageous and confident to do all the things properly or to handle our life, what I say, control your destiny, if we are not able to do that, then the life, naturally you can't be happy, you will be unhappy, and as we become unhappy, the stress hormones releases, and that makes a waste product of mind. Confidence is a belief in yourself, in your ability to believe that you can meet any goal. That is a confidence. And then the courage. Courage is not to avoid the challenges. You have to conquer it, because life will give you challenge. Life is not a steady thing. It is not a simple path. Time to time you have to overcome, you have to face the challenges and you have to overcome with the challenges. I'll go a little fast today. Commitment is the passion to perform your best at your satisfactory level, your all out efforts. That is your commitment. When we fail our commitments, we get again into the stress, anxiety and depression. And anxiety is a byproduct of stress. So first we get into the stress. First, the thought occur that we are failure, we are failing somewhere, we are not satisfied with our efforts, we are not getting that result, and then from there it starts. And as Acharya ji was saying, I also say the same thing, it starts from your mind. So control is very essential. It is certainly to shape your destiny. Your control is very, very essential. And then you must have a purpose of your life. It is the deepest value why you are living, what you want to leave behind. what you want society, how you want society to remember you. That is first thing. In layman language, if your goal is not clear, you cannot set your path, you cannot take a step, you cannot even take a baby step. So first, clear, have a clarity in your mind what is the purpose, and you can design your your ultimate goal, ultimate purpose of life, and then you can divide in the section of 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, where you want to go, where you want to see yourself, and how. Then you can design your path. 5 feelings of organs. So liver, we don't associate our feelings that we are hurting our organs, we are hurting the physiology of our system. Whenever we are angry, the liver get affected, and that's why too many people are getting liver problems. Face, because all the expressions are coming through the face. Through expressions we come to know, okay, my mother is angry, my teacher is angry, or they are happy, they are appreciating me. So face, so whatever face we are making, that is going to affect the kidney. And please go back for these 20 years, research the data, analyze the data. The analysis will tell you liver and kidney, heart, lungs, and insomnia or kind of a brain disease, or maybe stress, anxiety, or depression. It is now higher than the previous years. So joy is correlated with the heart. We always say, I am very happy. Today I am happy. My heart is full of joy. This is the statement we get. So when it is directly, when the positive emotions are directly associated with some or the other organ, then how come we are not able to understand that all the negative feelings are also affecting each and every organ of our body? Sadness and grief, it is going to affect the lungs. So that's why these days people are more asthmatic, people are having more lungs problem. Yes, we attribute it to the pollution also, but if we are hale and healthy through our system, through our organs, through our cells, we can fight with the pollution. We can fight with all the disease which are coming up right now. बट हमने क्या किया है, हमने अपने आप को अंदर से इतना कमजोर कर रखा है कि वायरल से लेकर कोविड तक एनीथिंग कैन इफेक्ट अस इन एट एनी लेवल एट एनी लार्ज. सो दैट इज why yoga is very essential to make yourself stronger from inside, antarik. And worry is correlated with the sleep, that everybody has almost felt it, that when we are worried we just can't sleep. So that is again another issue. And with the youth, I would like to say, over overspending time on screen time बहुत increase हो गया है, and that's why the sleep is hampering. When the sleep is hampering, so वीर जी आप अपना मिस्टर वीर गाजियाबाद से जो हैं, आप अपना माइक प्लीज ऑफ कर लीजिए. पीपल आर जस्ट सेंडिंग मी मैसेज, वो नहीं सुनाई दे रहा है उन लोगों को. प्लीज आप अपना माइक म्यूट कर लीजिए, बिकॉज आई कांट डू इट राइट नाउ. आई एम प्रेजेंटिंग माई स्क्रीन. थैंक यू सो मच. सो वरी इज कोरिलेटेड विद द स्लीप. And when just now I was telling you that sleep is the only time when brain can relax a little, and then it has an opportunity and chance to release its waste product. What are those products? We are going to discuss again further. So let's be happy, let's learn how to be happy. So my happiness dose is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin. These are the happy hormones. These are considered to be happy hormones. These are present inside your own body, and you can secrete it in abundance of amount. आपको खुशी के लिए कहीं बाहर झांकने की जरूरत नहीं है. You are carrying your happiness within yourself. अहम ब्रह्मास्मि. हमारी सारी खुशियां जो है हमारे अंदर है. एंड दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस फ्रेज, that you are carrying your own happiness because our body is a chemical compositions. These are the chemicals which are directly correlated with your happiness. Not only correlated, these are the responsible for your happiness. So how to get these hormones? So pleasure and sense, that is related to the state of happiness. Happiness is a state of mind. इट इज नॉट रिलेटेड विद एनी सेंसेस कि मुझे ये मिल जाएगा तभी मुझे खुशी होगी. ये आप लोग हम लोग सब गलत समझते हैं. There is a difference between the pleasure and the happiness. Let us understand what is the difference between the pleasure and the happiness. So pleasure is short lived, happiness is long lived. Pleasure is taking and happiness is giving. Everything we want to acquire, everything we want to procure, everything we want to buy, everything we want in our possession, that is pleasure. Because each time when we procure something, जब हम कुछ खरीद लेते हैं, when you shop something, when we achieve, then we feel okay, we are happy. It is not happy, it is pleasure, because it is short lived. As soon as within a week, बहुत सारी महंगी चीज खरीदने के बाद विद इन अ वीक, विद इन अ मंथ, विद इन अ 3 months हमारी खुशियां गायब होने लग जाती हैं, क्योंकि वी आर अकस्टम नाउ टू यूज दैट थिंग्स. कुछ भी खाना, प्लेजर इज एसोसिएटेड विद 5 सेंसेस, ऑल द सेंसेस. कुछ भी आपने अगर अच्छा खाया, उसके लिए उसके बाद जो हमें एक एहसास होता है वो प्लेजर है. और थोड़े टाइम के बाद वो फिनिश हो जाता है. नेक्स्ट डे हम फिर वो चाहते हैं. एक चिप्स का पैकेट खत्म होने के बाद हम दूसरा भी खाना चाहते हैं. एक चॉकलेट के बाद हम दूसरी भी खाना चाहते हैं. Overindulgence. So pleasure depends upon the substances, where happiness depends upon your own mental state. आप किसी को क्या नजरिया देखते हैं? आचार्य जी 2 दिन से हम सबको समझा रहे हैं, ग्लास आधा खाली है या भरा है, हमारी क्या सिचुएशन है, उसमें हम अपने आप को कैसे खुश रख सकते हैं. दैट इज हैप्पीनेस. एंड डोपामाइन, pleasure secretes dopamine, which is addicted. Now here is the problem with pleasure and the happiness. Dopamine is addictive. That's why people become addictive of some substances, जिसमें वो drugs भी है, it is correlated with your drugs, or any kind of substance, like people want to eat certain type of food again and again. हम इजीली कह देते हैं आज के बच्चों को, पिज्जा बर्गर वाले चाउमीन वाले बच्चे हैं. नो, व्हाई दे आर वांट टू ईट इट अगेन एंड अगेन? बिकॉज दैट गिव्स देम अ प्लेजर. They are constantly under the stress, they are in the anxiety, they are anxious people, and food give them escapism. Food give them the measure of escape, the path to escape, and then slowly and gradually they become addicted. Obesity, overweight is somewhere correlated with the pleasure eating, with the emotional eating, where people are just eating to satisfy their needs because they are failed to understand their stress. Where problem is lying, they are failed to understand. And whenever we are angry, we become hungry. Whenever we are in emotional state, we eat more, and we want to eat more and more. People eat when during the night. People are so, people when they feel very lonely, when they are very low, or if they have a fight, they are crying, they eat emotionally. Whereas happiness is correlated with the serotonin secretion, and it is not addictive. So serotonin is secreted and it will remain with you, it will keep you happy for a longer time. So stress hormones are cortisol and thyroid, and women can correlate it with the data, with the researches. अपने आसपास देखिए, friends and family में, now the thyroid problem is becoming so common with PCOS, PCOD, because of the stress. Cortisol is another stress hormone. Whenever we feel very low, whenever we feel very horrified episodes or news in the on screens, the cortisol hormone secretes. हमें पता भी नहीं लगता, जब जब हमारे को स्ट्रेस के इम्पैक्ट्स होते हैं, इट स्लोली ग्रेजुअली cortisol secrete हो जाता है. कहाँ जाता है ये cortisol? Brain folds में, because it is correlated with our brain. When the secretion happens, इट इज स्टक विद आवर ब्रेन। और इसीलिए जब हम बहुत कुछ सोचते हैं या किसी से बहुत लड़ाई हो जाती है, व्हेनेवर वी आर इन अ एंगर और बाउट, हमें हेडेक होता है बाद में। So this is a correlation between all the thoughts, emotions, and then whatever happens as a physiology and how it changes and hamper your psychology. It is a very vicious cycle. So let's come to the yoga. So these are the inversion asanas. Why these are so important to us? Because in these asanas, you all can easily understand the blood flow of our body goes against the gravity, and we can supply more oxygen and nutrition to our brain. That is why inversion asanas are very important for our psychology and for our mental health. जिस भी लेवल, जिस भी फिटनेस के साथ you are able to perform these asanas, start practicing today. Forward fold asanas. Today Neetu ji, she has just taught you Paschimottanasana. Forward fold asanas, they help to secrete not only happy hormones but also they balance your digestive juices, your liver, your thyroid. Whenever your neck is tucked in, जहाँ पर where your chin is tucked in towards your chest, you are pressing your thyroid. Here in the neck, the thyroid glands are present. So whenever you are pressing and massaging your thyroid gland, it will balance the secretion of thyroid hormone. So how simple it is to balance all the chemicals. हमें किसी दवाई की जरूरत नहीं, medicines की जरूरत नहीं. We don't need to go to the doctors and pop up any kind of pill. हमारे अंदर सारे treatments हैं, but we need to perform. In yoga, we say we use body as a vehicle. Body as a vehicle, not only to get a fit body physically, but also physiologically, also psychologically and also spiritually. So हमारे पास एक body ही है जिसके थ्रू हम सारी यात्रा कर सकते हैं, and that is our vehicle. अब हम whenever we go for our I hope all of us are above 18 and कुछ ना कुछ हम ड्राइव करते हैं, whether साइकिल, मोटरसाइकिल, कार, बाइसिकल, what. So we learn how to drive. हम कितना concentrate करके सीखते हैं how to drive, when to use clutch, when to use brake, how to go smooth, how to drive smoothly. But we are not driving our vehicle, our body so smoothly. हम सब तेल पानी सब चेक करते हैं. It is 15 days before the car people, the car companies call you, your car maintenance is due. We are so worried about, oh, my maintenance, my car, it has to go for the maintenance. Are we doing the maintenance of our own body? And that is the most important vehicle we have. Chest expansion asanas. Neetu was just telling us, whenever you expand your chest, you have to inhale. And oxygen का खेल हम सब ने देख लिया इस बार. We need more and more oxygen, and we need to build our oxygen capacity, lung capacity. So for that, all the chest opening asanas are very important, not only to build, to strengthen your diaphragm, your intercostal muscles, but also to expand your rib cage, to make it so flexible and so big, so that you have more and more oxygen inside you. And this is a psoas muscle stretching. This stretching is, psoas muscle is called as a soul of muscles. So this stretching not only improves your physiology but also psychology. People who are not able to reach from one point to other point in their daily task or in their professional life or in their personal life, let's do the psoas muscle stretching. It will push you very smoothly towards one point, help you out to reach from one point to other point. And now comes the meditating pose. These are the simple poses. I would like to communicate and I would like to deliver my message Yoga is not monkey yoga. Please do not get hesitate that you are not able to perform the perfect asanas, the perfect poses, advanced poses, difficult poses. Let's start the journey with the simple poses. These are the simple meditating poses. And when you sit in this spinal cord, as today's lecture, Nitu was telling us, spine is very important for our psychology as well as our physiology, because through spine only all the senses, emotions, every communication is through spine. That is why it is very important. And when you sit erected, जब आप बिल्कुल सीधे straight spine को रखकर, अगर आप, if you start practicing as Acharya ji was telling us, 24 minutes in a day, start sitting स्थिर सुखासनम, अपने आप को स्थिरता के साथ आधे घंटे का एक अच्छा सा म्यूजिक लगाकर, कैंडल जलाकर एक कॉर्नर में सिर्फ बैठिए, कुछ नहीं करिए. Simple breathing, slow down, have pause in your life, think about it, relax yourself. That is very important. And when we start concentrating on our breaths, when the breath are controlled, the breath, the speed of the breath are controlled, the amount of oxygen in during the inhalation and exhalation, carbon dioxide, when the amount they have increased, slowly and gradually your health will start improving. Do not think about any difficult asanas. Start your journey, because yoga is a way of life. You must learn to inculcate yoga in your day-to-day life. Every 2 hours, take a break, take a pause, take a deep breath, sit quietly for 5 minutes. That's all. If you just bless your body with 5 minute break every 2 hours, it will bless you. You will be happy, you will feel healthy. Whenever we go for a long journey, whenever we are driving, we take break every 2 to 3 hours. हम कहते हैं इंजन गर्म हो जाएगा, गाड़ी को भी थोड़ा रेस्ट मिल जाएगा, हम भी एक रेस्ट ले लेते हैं. क्या हम 24 hours में अपने रूटीन में इस तरीके का ध्यान रखते हैं रेस्ट के लिए? हम खाना भी समय पर नहीं खा रहे हैं, हम खाना खाते खाते भी कुछ काम कर रहे होते हैं स्क्रीन पर बैठकर. दिस इज ऑल रॉन्ग. यू आर डूइंग ऑल रॉन्ग टू द बॉडी. And then everything we are doing in a day, that is for survival. कितनी अमेजिंग बात है ना. हम सब कुछ कर रहे हैं अपनी बॉडी के लिए, अपने आप को अच्छी जीवन देने के लिए, अपने आप को लंबा जीवन देने के लिए, और हम सबसे ज्यादा नुकसान कर रहे हैं उसका. So health का बहुत बुरा हाल है. We are in deteriorating stage, and this is a hippocampus and amygdala. Last thing I want to discuss, although this course is very short, in our 500 hours course we go for in more depth of anatomy, physiology and philosophy and the practical aspects of our yoga asanas. So hippocampus and amygdala, they are correlated with your emotional state, emotional thinking, क्योंकि what we have decided that mind, the thoughts occur in mind. So hippocampus is related to your traumatic episodic memory. Traumatic, the trauma we have all gone through with this last year, that is now we will carry throughout our life. That is stored now in hippocampus. Anytime, just mark my words, anytime now in coming future, as soon as we will hear the word virus, we will go back to 2020 and 2021, and then we will again go back to our memory lane, what we have watched, कैसे कैसे हुआ था, how the news were coming, and moreover the incident, the accidents, all about. That is hippocampus. Amygdala is correlated with the presence, the present day, the memory, the present day experience. Now, if we are watching any previous news today, we will go back to the lanes of our memory in hippocampus. So the health of hippocampus and amygdala is very important. Past regression life theory is all based on hippocampus and amygdala. We all are mature. Some or the other point of the life we have this statement, we have given this statement, please keep that person away from me, I just don't want to see his face or her face, because it is correlated with our traumatic episodic memory. That can be anything, anything emotional, anything negative, anything, which was the cause to your hurt. So this is all about it, and happiness is a skill, and skill can be practiced. This is very essential to learn, to know about the feature of happiness, the scope of happiness. Happiness is a skill, and as a psychologist, as an expert, we always say skill can be learned. It can be always learned. So this is all about the psychology and the physiology of our yoga, the mental health we are going through, and how to improve, because it always starts from here. If we want to conquer, you have to make your brain strong, you have to control your thoughts, you have to control the ocean of your thoughts. And as Acharya ji said, कोई बात नहीं, ये सीखना बहुत जरूरी है, फॉरगिव एंड फॉरगेट, क्योंकि कि कोई आपको हर्ट करके वो तो भूल चुका है। कितनी बार ऐसा हुआ होगा आप लोगों की लाइफ में कि आपने छोटी सी किसी बात को मम्मी पापा से कहा या फ्रेंड से कहा, आई एम एंग्री विद यू बिकॉज आपने उस वक्त मुझे ऐसा बोला था, एंड दे जस्ट फॉरगॉट। उन्होंने बोला मैंने ऐसा कब बोला था, अरे वो तो मैंने ऐसे ही बोल दिया था। आपने ऐसे ही बोल दिया था, for past 48 hours there is a storm going inside my heart and brain, but आपने तो ऐसे ही बोल दिया था। So people sometimes and we get hurt with our closed ones. कोई बाहर का व्यक्ति हमें कुछ कह के चला जाता है तो हम उसको बहुत इजीली माफ कर देते हैं, पता है, हम उसको बहुत इजीली कह देते हैं अरे पागल है, उसको कुछ पता नहीं है, लेकिन हम अपनों को माफ नहीं कर पाते। हमारा सारा प्रॉब्लम, हमारा लंबे समय तक जो नाराजगी रहती है, दैट इज विद आवर क्लोज्ड वंस। और जबकि हम अनजानों को, स्ट्रेंजर्स को हम माफ कर देते हैं। कितनी बार रोड पर जाते हुए कोई हमारे से टकराते रह जाता है, कोई कुछ बोल जाता है, एब्यूज कर जाता है, इंडिया में इट्स वेरी कॉमन। सो हम उसे कहते हैं अच्छा वो तो पागल था, चलो छोड़ दो। हम बहुत जल्दी उसको फॉरगिव करने के लिए तैयार हैं, हम उस इंसिडेंट को फोकेट करने के लिए तैयार हैं, बट इन आवर पर्सनल एंड प्रोफेशनल लाइफ वी कीप द ग्रजेस in our account and we are just multiplying it with the all interest. पूरा इंटरेस्ट जो है ना, जो हमें बैंक्स नहीं दे रहे, वो हम अपनी संचित जो धन है उसमें खूब अच्छे से अपने विचारों में उथल पुथल करते रहते। सो इट इज वेरी एसेंशियल टू कंट्रोल आवर माइंड, to control our thoughts, to eliminate all the waste products from our brain, and for that body is the vehicle. Use your body, go for the simple asanas, but be practical and do the practice. That is important. Consistency of 24 minutes का मंत्र आज आचार्य जी ने आप लोगों को दे ही दिया है। 24 मिनट, 30 मिनट मॉर्निंग, 30 मिनट इवनिंग। जो लोग कहते हैं हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है, अगर आपके पास अपने लिए टाइम नहीं है, then do not spend all the time in your profession and person, because आप लंबे समय तक जिंदा नहीं रहने वाले, फिर आप बीमारियों को दूर नहीं रख पाएंगे फिर। and be prepared to have that much time, that much amount of hospitals with the doctors. So for physical, physiological, spiritual, social, mental health के लिए it is very important to understand the science behind it. It is not only cult or Hinduism or something. People who are missing yoga, they are just missing the fruit, of life. Amrit जिसे हम बोलते हैं, अमृत फल, they are missing that. So just join our mission to promote more and more benefits of yoga, philosophically, physiologically, psychologically, and spiritually. That's all for today. Thank you. I know that the lecture is long, but still,
just add one word to that.
I can go on and on because अभी भी बहुत सारे जो benefits हैं physiologically वो हमारे पास है. आचार्य जी आप कुछ कह रहे थे. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'll just add one word to that.
Yeah.
When you were talking about re-establishing the equilibrium of our body through oxygen, etc., remember we have the concept of waking up at Brahma Muhurat.
Brahma Muhurat. जी.
The impact is that we have cleaner air at that moment. One. Second, the level of O3, ozone, at the surface ground level is higher than what is the usual level. And O3 is known to be a powerful disinfectant in even water purification. Bottled water is always crossed through O3 to disinfect. So that is going because we have O3, we have one atom of oxygen in excess there. That is going to bring that excess oxygen into our body and just see how it will remove the toxins. That is one thing. Second thing, when you are sitting down for meditation, avoid the candle. Candle is from wax, and wax has a certain content of animal fat. तो वो राजसिक और तामसिक हो जाता है. Use deepak with ghee. Just put one small spoon of ghee, वो खरी बाती डाल देना. The standing wick. It will burn easily for 1 hour. और वो सात्विक था क्योंकि हमारे जो शुद्ध घी है ना, देसी घी, वो सात्विक प्रधान है. It will be spreading the sattvic fragrance all around our house. तीसरा जो आपने पोस्चर के लिए बताया गया, I will just remind ourselves. जब हम छोटे थे ना, स्कूल में किसी को पनिशमेंट देते थे तो टीचर क्या कहता था? You kneel down. And kneeling down was Vajrasan. And this is the only posture where you are forced to sit down vertical, क्योंकि आगे पीछे दाएं बाएं हिलेंगे तो आपको दर्द होगा. You're bound to sit down vertical with the spine, the neck, and the head vertical. Because if you move to and fro sideways, you're going to get body ache. And that was a healing to us. It was a punishment, yes, but it was also a therapy. Then last, when you were talking about blessings, ये जो ओम का हम जाप करते हैं ना, when we do it properly and we'll reach the ma, om, when we reach the ma, if we are well geared on our om chanting, om jap, we can feel the energy level from the brain. It's just like the shower upon our head, diffusing the whole energy through our body. So that's in itself an integrated therapy, because what happens? Focusing the body energy from the stomach, rising it through the spine, bringing it to the brain, and then diffusing it in the body. So आपको कहीं बाहर नहीं जाना होता है. That's why we say it's the universal sound given to humankind for their own blessings. So learn to bless yourself every day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Acharya ji. And I hope everybody is enjoying the session. People are appreciating it. हम लोगों का मिशन है कि हम लोगों को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अपने साथ जोड़ें. एक से एक दीपक की तरह हम लोग और ज़्यादा पूरे वर्ल्ड को, क्योंकि वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, we want everyone in the world to be associated and to learn about how it is easy to be healthy and to be happy. But we have made our lives and the society has the social fabrication like that everyone is in the stress and anxiety. छोटे बच्चे को भी हमने इतना stress दे दिया है कि अब एग्जाम है, कितने नंबर आएंगे, कितना what will be your future. So we are giving them more stress, more anxiety. So we have to, the target should be of the society that everybody should help each other to reduce down the stress, anxiety, to live in peace and live people in peace. That is very important. So हमारे से भी किसी को दुख ना पहुंचे, और अगर कोई हमें दुख पहुंचाता है तो हम अपने आप को इतना स्ट्रांग रखें कि हम दुखी ना हो। हाउ कैन एक क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं, बिकॉज आई नो प्लेजर एंड हैप्पीनेस में लोग बहुत कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं। सरबजीत कौर जी का है, मैम हाउ कैन वी गेट हैप्पीनेस थ्रू प्लेजर? हमें प्लेजर से हैप्पीनेस मिलता ही नहीं है, इट इज जस्ट टाइम बिंग। प्लेजर क्या है? प्लेजर इज ऑब्टेनिंग समथिंग। आपको कोई चीज अच्छी लगी, आपको खाने का मन किया, किसी पर्टिकुलर रेस्टोरेंट में जाने का मन किया, आप उसको रिपीट करते हैं, एंड व्हेनेवर दैट एक्टिविटी इज सीज्ड, जब वो खत्म हो जाता है, हमें उसके बाद एक अनुभूति होती है, एक एहसास होता है, वी फील कि हम खुश हो गए हैं। लेकिन बेसिक डेफिनेशन ही डिफरेंट है। हैप्पीनेस इज अ स्टेट ऑफ माइंड। अगर हमारा स्टेट है, जैसे आपने देखा होगा बहुत से लोग फक्कड़ उसमें रहते हैं तब भी खुश रहते हैं, एंड बहुत सारे लोगों के पास, आपको क्या लगता है, बीइंग अ काउंसलर, मेरे पास इतने बड़े बड़े इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट की फैमिलीज आती हैं, आपको क्या लगता है उनके पास कोई दुख नहीं है? वो परेशान नहीं है, दे आर नॉट इन स्ट्रेस, दे आर। So success, that we need to understand, the society need to understand achievement, success, इनके जो पैरामीटर्स हमने इतने हाई पैरामीटर्स सेट कर दिए हैं, are they really going to give you happiness? No, it will give you only the pleasure, because जो भी आपकी फीलिंग, जिसको आप खुशी मान रहे हैं, जो भी आपको एक खुशी की फीलिंग दे रहा है, अगर वो खत्म हो जाता है, it is short lived, then it is pleasure, it is not happiness. So we need to understand, the society need to understand the difference. It's a vast difference between the pleasure and the happiness. हम बॉटम और टॉप दो चीजों की बात कर रहे हैं। ये सरफेस पे है, बॉटम पे है कि आज मैंने ये खरीद लिया, मुझे खुशी मिल गया, आज मैंने वो खा लिया, मुझको खुशी मिल गया, उसके बाद वो खुशी खत्म हो गया। खुशियां कभी खत्म नहीं होती। So that you need to train your mind, and योग जो है धीरे धीरे डिटैचमेंट का बात आचार्य जी ने किया। People are fail to understand the physiology behind it. जब आपके हार्मोन्स ही कंट्रोल में आ जाएंगे, जब आपको स्ट्रेस किसी चीज से होगा ही नहीं, जब आपके अंदर फ्लो ऑफ एनर्जी के साथ फ्लो ऑफ हैप्पी हार्मोन है, आपने अभी 40 मिनट्स का योगा अगर किया, सेशन 60 मिनट्स अपने आप को दिए, जिसमें आपने 40 मिनट योगासना किया, 10 मिनट का वार्म अप किया, 10 मिनट का आपने सिर्फ साइलेंट बैठे, आप मेडिटेशन भी नहीं कह रही, मैं कोई ध्यान लगाने को नहीं कह रही, लेकिन आपने अपने आप को लास्ट में शवासना के बाद जब हम ऐसे रख करके बैठते हैं, और उसके बाद आप उसमें बस ध्यान में 10 मिनट बैठे, अपने आप को मूव नहीं किया। अगर आप ये 60 मिनट्स अपने आप को रोज देना लगेंगे, तो अगले 20 आवर्स के लिए, 24 आवर्स के लिए आपके अंदर हार्मोन सेक्रीट रहेंगे। जब वो हार्मोन, हैप्पी हार्मोन कॉन्स्टेंटली आपकी एनर्जी और ब्लड फ्लो के साथ है, तो आपको कुछ मिले या ना मिले, आप खुश रहेंगे। आपके साथ कोई भी any mishappening, any major misunderstanding, emotional setback, but you will be strong to take it. You won't break, and that is very important कि हमारा mental level जो है, हमारा mental health जो है, हमारा mental essence जो है, वो break ना हो। अगर हमारी spirit mentally break नहीं होगी, तो हम बड़ी से बड़ी, वो अभी आचार्य जी ने बोला फिलोसफी में भी, राई को पहाड़ बनाना या पहाड़ को राई बनाना है। जिस समय पहाड़ को राई समझ लिया, तो हम समस्या को अपने पैर के नीचे रख सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर हमने उसको पहाड़ बना के सर के ऊपर चढ़ा लिया, तो वही हमारे ऊपर रहेगी ना, हम तो उसके ऊपर नहीं चढ़ पाएंगे। सो ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द प्रैक्टिस, एंड दैट्स व्हाई योग में कहते हैं, योग बॉडी इज अ व्हीकल, कि आप अपने शरीर को साधे, आपका मन मस्तिष्क दोनों अपने आप सध जाएंगे, और इसके लिए बहुत बड़ी साधनाओं की जरूरत नहीं है। सिंपल सिंपल आसनास की डेली प्रैक्टिस करना, सिर्फ ये एसेंशियल है। दैट्स ऑल। द हेल्थ विल आल्सो कम, एंड द हैप्पीनेस आल्सो कम, द सेटिस्फैक्शन विल आल्सो कम, एंड डिटैचमेंट विल आल्सो कम। और धीरे धीरे आपके लिए कोई भी चीज इतनी बड़ी नहीं हो जाएगी जो आपको रुला जाए, जो आपको हरा जाए। दैट्स द योग। So that's all for today. आप सभी का दिन शुभ हो और आप सभी जो है इस योग के फ्लो में अपने आप को बिल्कुल भीतर तक अपने इस एसेंस के साथ